Yes, what is up, everybody? We are live on the WrestleSense page, and as you just saw, the Hardcore Sports Network. Big shout out to my man Mitch Kofsky. He came in and substituted last week for a special show. We had CJ and Ray and Jason from That Wrestling Podcast and a bunch of guests when CM Punk returned. We had Doc with a special the other night as well. So make sure you guys check it out. We have a bunch of shows from other times in our regular scheduled time. And I'm just glad to be here. Good to see everybody. Welcome in, all that good stuff. And we have a lot to talk about. We're going to breeze through the Survivor Series stuff because we've already talked about it. We're going to quickly review it. Go back if you want more in-depth stuff about what we talked about the other night. And I sent out a little tweet earlier tonight, a post, whatever you want to call it now. And basically what it says kind of summarizes what I look at for this place is most people you see out there push their opinions on you, try to tell you how you should think about wrestling, tells you what's good, what's bad, how it should have been, or try to make something out of nothing into a story. Here at the WrestleSense podcast, we like to share our thoughts, have fun with it. Just a bunch of dudes shooting the shit. I'm just the host. These guys have been in the business. They've seen behind the scenes, in the ring, on the mic for years and years and years. So I value their opinions. Not only are they my brothers, they're my friends. We're family, and we just have fun with it. So everyone has their wrestle sense. And to me, that's what makes wrestling so special. We're not always going to agree. That's fine. And that's good banter. We don't have to yell and scream and say stupid shit. We're just here to have fun with it, explain what happened. And I want to give a big thanks out to everybody in the chat that continues to come here and support us like Wally's here every week. And I appreciate that. That's amazing. Couldn't thank you guys enough. John Breakdown's in the house. Hey, there's Wheels. Good to see you, Wheels. Welcome in. Monstar joined me on the special the other night, too. We got his take on stuff. So we got Canada represented with Monstar. We got Way Down Under with Andy Price. We got New Zealand, Australia, and everything in between. Crushing Kelly, always supportive. Great. I love it. And that's just my little soliloquy for the beginning, just so I can, not really a rant, but just explain we're not a normal wrestling podcast. But if you're going to listen to anybody, who cares what I say? Listen to these guys. We got CJ Sensation.
What's up? Gentlemen's.
Actually, we got a full house. We got the Doc in the building too.
What's up? Excited.
And Big Ray's in the house too.
Oh, look who showed up.
What's up? I do disagree with you a little bit about your opening statement. I'm going to tell you what you should think, and you're going to listen.
Yes.
Okay.
He's going to tell people are wrong and their opinion sucks ass, which is fine.
No, CJ's going to tell you it's a work, which most of the time it is.
I'm going to tell you I hate 99.9% of the internet wrestling community.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And we have different opinions, which is fine. That's my point. We can agree to disagree and still have fun.
Yeah.
So I do have something a little special to put out there. That little intro for the Hardcore Sports Network, my man Mitch from there, he wanted me to do a little video intro. I'm a graphic designer. I'm not a video guy. I threw something real quick together for him. But there was a show on the Hardcore Sports Network the other night, a debut. 3 lovely ladies, Cherry, Sarah, and Denise. Giving a female perspective of the wrestling world.
That's awesome.
So, of course, they're talking about who they like, who they think is hot, their wrestling experience. Hey, this Cherry chick, she's WCW. She's from North Carolina, the Greensboro area and all that. So she's back in the WCW days. Great stories of them meeting wrestlers. And so...
Did they want to meet CJ Sensation?
I'm sure they do. But I want to give a big shout out to them. They had their first podcast the other night. They killed it. Mitch was producing in the background while the ladies carried the show. And Mitch wanted me to throw a little thing together for them. So, ladies, this will be your new intro coming soon. So big shout out to the queens of the ring.
Lapping the bass.
That is awful. Where's the pictures of these 3 lovely ladies?
You have to go to the podcast to check them out. They are amazing. They are really cool. And
I'm dead right now.
About wrestling. One's a huge Drew fan. One's a big AJ fan. So they're big fans of those.
God, I'm dead.
Anywho, let's get to Survivor Series.
Let's get past Survivor Series.
Yeah, we're going to go through this pretty quick. The look of this group was phenomenal. I just wanted to point out a couple things. We'll talk about some of the matches here as we go. Let's start with the women's War Games match. Some crazy spots we talked about the other night. Someone did an Oscar the Grouch Photoshop with Shotzi's garbage can spot. I thought that was hilarious.
It wasn't Shotzi. It was Io.
Oh, that's right. Yes, Io. Thank you. See, I'm never right. These guys are here to correct me and make sure I say what I know the fuck I'm talking about.
Bodie said hi, everybody.
Hi, Bodie. So, did you guys have thoughts on the women's War Games real quick? We didn't really get into detail of that. We were all talking about Punk that night.
Whoever wants to go first can go. I'll just wait.
DJ?
I thought it was pretty solid. I think it was pretty storyline driven, obviously pointing out the fact that I feel like Bayley's going to be out of Damage Control here soon, which I think is the right call. And solid showing by all of them, and that's pretty much all I have on that.
What about you, Ray?
I enjoyed the women's match. I mean, these tend to have, and I don't mean it in a negative way, but they tend to have a lot of slop in them. Just because the girls aren't used to working this type of match as often, they don't really get the opportunity. But I thought, obviously, if you look at the quality of worker you have in this match, you have some of the best women wrestlers in the world. But I thought the match was really fun. I thought it had some great spots. Like, I liked the Becky Lynch and Charlotte, getting happy after the double team. It was an inventive spot with Io diving with the garbage can on her. I thought that was awesome. Reminded me of, like, something Spike Dudley would have done back in the day. So, all in all, man, it was a good, entertaining match. And like CJ said, it really set up the storyline. Like, it's obvious. We all knew, at least those of us who are expecting what's coming, we knew Bayley was starting the match, and I think we all knew she was taking the pin.
Big shout out to Mitch Kofsky. Is just talking about you, Mitch. You must have heard, and just played the little preview for the Queens of the Ring. Big shout out to them, and thank you, Mitch, for everything you do in the Hardcore Sports Network. Doc,
I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the spots with Kari Sane using the trash can lid as with the Judas effect, kind of like it. It was hilarious. Especially just watching my son go, "Oh my God, Dad, look at that!" It was just, and it's good to have her back, man. She's just an amazing talent whatsoever. However, I love the match as a whole. I do like what they're starting here because Asuka's kind of like bumping in and just pushing Bailey out. Do we see a horsewomen reunion? Possibly.
There's a lot
Actually,
of rumors.
There's
out there.
one missing though, so obviously at Money Talks, we'll see what happens. So Monet has to talk. Let's see what Monet,
Hey, I'm here to make money, not friends.
Yeah, baby.
Great line. We'll get into that here in a minute. But yeah, it was a great match.
Jack Hammer, good to see you, bro.
I love you.
The 3 singles matches, we're just gonna go through them. Gunther defended over Miz.
Great match.
Yeah, it was. We thought we were going to get Carlito with an injury. He didn't fight, so we got Dragon Lee instead.
I'm more okay with that.
It was fun to watch. I really like that match too.
I'm not gonna lie. I wouldn't have minded seeing Carlito.
Nor would I.
We
that's the story.
Carlito in a true singles match with some time. I honestly, he's never been a bad worker, but I would like to see where he's at. And I mean,
back from injury, man. That's
somebody like Santos Escobar would have really brought a good match out of him, I think.
Oh yeah.
And Rhea, there were some good false finishes, I thought, in this match where it really looked like they were giving the shine not only to Rhea, but both ladies. So,
as they should in every match.
Yes, and Rhea defended her title. So we'll get to them.
I'll tell you, that was a banger of a match. I haven't been the biggest advocate for Zoe Stark. Not that I think she's bad. I just think she's green. Like, she has moments where she looks phenomenal. And then she has some stuff where you're like, that match was a banger, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, Zoe Stark looked like a legit main eventer. And Rhea always looks like a main eventer. And that was, great match all around. Rhea sold her ass off for her.
Yep.
It was a believable. Like, you could almost suspend disbelief and think that Zoe could win that match for a little while, even though you knew they weren't taking it off Rhea yet. But there was a few moments in that match where you're like, maybe they're going to shock. You know what I mean? Like,
Fuji.
Yeah, fuck Fuji. We'll see. The time will come. Who will Rhea drop the title to? Who knows? I love the gear with Judgment Day. I like when teams look like a team, and definitely a Bullet Club throwback type of mask if you saw Finn from back in the day, but I dig it. And then the faces came out. Okay. I always get a dumb one in there. I always get a stupid one in there. Grinder Gang, my man Chance, what is happening? Good to see you. So then we got the men's War Games. What do you think, CJ?
I will say about the pay-per-view as a whole, though, I kind of like that they didn't bloat the shit out of the pay-per-view.
Yeah, 5 matches and gave a lot of time for this match, obviously. So, Ray, what's your thoughts on how this
you had somebody else going first. I just wanted to say that I actually enjoyed that there was only a couple matches and, like, everything had time. Like, Zoe Stark and Rhea Ripley had time. The Miz and, like, there was no 7-minute matches.
True.
I love that.
Keep it going, Ray. Tell us about this match. What'd you think?
I thought it was good, man. I enjoyed it. I love the little kicks of, Cody still and Seth still at each other, but, we're kind of a team. Obviously, when Randy came out, it was awesome. He looked great. He looked sauced as shit.
Sauced as shit.
He didn't lose a step. His timing was great. And that was a great spot off the top of the cage to McDonough. Obviously Randy's known for always pulling off some crazy shit like that with the RKO. He was a little late, but it still looked really good. And like I said, overall, it did exactly what you expected it to do. It was a great match. They still played into the tension, like between Cody and Seth, between Jay, and Randy. They kind of played into that a little bit. The Judgment Day was unified the whole way through. They had a good plan with the kendo sticks. All in all, like I said, it was a serviceable match. It was, for me, a little, I don't know how I want to put this. I was expecting something the whole match, and it's because I didn't watch it live. So I feel like I would have liked it better had I been able to actually watch it live. Yeah. I was about 2 hours behind everybody else just because I had a thing Saturday night and I didn't get to start it until like 10 o'clock or so. So I tried to stay off the internet. I tried to stay off of everything just so I could watch it, with without any inclination.
All I typed was LOL. I didn't give any spoilers. I didn't want to spoil
going
it.
live. I think we'll get views because of what happened. Fuck
Yeah.
you, buddy. Yes, you gave something away. So then when Randy came out, I'm like, oh, that's cool. The RKO happens. I'm like, oh, that's cool. And then I'm like, there's no way that he would be in the chat saying we need to go live if this is all that happens. Something else had to happen. And then the copyright came up, and I'm like, God damn it. And then you hear and you're like, all right, fuck it. It's not how I thought it was going to happen. What I literally thought was going to happen was Orton's music would play, no Orton come out. Orton's music would play, no Orton come out. And then we hit Punk's music, and Punk comes out. That's what I thought was going to happen. And then when Orton did come out, I was like, oh, I'm wrong, as usual. And then whenever the copyright came up, I'm like, oh, I'm wrong, as usual. And then when his music hit, like I said on the podcast we did the other night, the little jump thing, man, we've seen it. We've seen the comeback. It's not the same, but it still made the hair on my arm stand up.
Yeah.
It's still that moment, man. It's still him.
I love it. It's a moment. It's a huge moment, and it's
still
people
that
are still
crowd
talking
going
about
fucking crazy.
I enjoyed the false cash in too. Doc, what do you think about the whole show? I mean, the match.
The match was a great. Let's give it up for JD McDonough, man. My God, what a spot that RKO. I thought he was dead.
That's your job now. Your job's to eat shit.
Yeah. Well, you know what?
Pay your dues.
He paid his dues. But man, my God, what an amazing. Because you always see those death-defying RKOs, and that was a good one. I enjoyed. I like the tension between Drew and Priest. I like how Priest kept saying, "There's a plan, and then boom, and then of course Randy foiling in the end. CM Punk coming back. The Doherty household partial was happy. The CM Punk. I mean, I love CM Punk, the character. I love the fact when he was with ECW, even when Ring of Honor. But I mean, my God, ECW, this fire burns CM Punk. If that makes any sense to anybody, just him slapping the shit out of it was Shannon. Oh, CJ Ray, help me, Shannon. Oh my God,
Shannon Morris.
Yes, Shannon Moore. I'm Punk. He turns around and Punk slapped the shit out of him before he even entered the ring. I loved every minute of that. That was the CM Punk that I fell in love with. Seeing him walk out was awesome. If anybody, there's a lot of people know, Bryan Danielson. That was Bryan Danielson's white shirt when he walked out on AEW. I thought that was kind of cool. Danielson, had to fire him. I don't know if y'all knew that.
You really think that was?
It wasn't Bryan Danielson. It wasn't his shirt. It was a white shirt.
Yeah. I had a slide for that.
I think you're reading a little bit too far into that, Mike.
You are.
I'm just saying. I think
I did too. I was like, that's a
blessing. Like I said, go.
First thing I thought of.
Go make your money. Do what you got to do. Was I happy? Like I said, I was happy to see CM Punk. I was still pissed off about the whole Chicago thing, like back in the day. However, there was another person a tiny person that was not too happy to see him. Am I right, Blaze?
Yeah, you guys haven't seen it. Go check out the last stream. We did the video. Doc set his boy up.
You want to throw it up there? Go ahead.
I don't have it. I don't have it handy. I have it different.
Okay.
I can only share one string, and I have something for the very end, which is pretty special. But definitely, I want people to go back and see the old shows. We need the views on those.
Oh, my God, you can't.
We did 3 different shows, not at a regular time. Please, if you haven't already, please check them out. It was his white shirt.
Such a negative, Nancy. That's what I heard. I'm not saying it's true. I heard this rumor.
You heard
my
wrong.
God.
CJ, just to backtrack a little bit, and we talked about a lot about Punk. So the match.
I thought the match itself was very solid, especially storyline wise. I really enjoyed the cash in and how Randy came out. I preferred obviously the last 5 minutes of the match were obviously my favorite from the whole match. So, and a lot of people are going to say, did the Punk coming back overshadow Randy? I don't think it did. No. I don't think it did.
Well, I agree with you. I think the way they did it, the fact that Randy got the full celebration, the RKO, the whole 9 yards. And then they brought the copyright up, which was kind of a,
the show's over.
Kayfabe you a little bit here, but also it let Randy's thing breathe to the end.
Mm-hmm.
and then the Punk thing.
According to reports, he was signed on Saturday, so they just had to put that in the end. No one knew. Plus, Monday was based on Orton. The whole show was about Orton. So you've got to think they threw this together at the last second. People were expecting too much of Punk, in my opinion. They wanted fire and brimstone.
It was perfect.
Yeah, I'm saying that most people
didn't
want
perfect.
The
Silence
PG
is
Punk.
deafening.
It's a big swerve. Eventually, he's got to flip. But he was. I love the fans. I'm here
And
for
no,
you.
he already
He's here to make money.
Real quick, the Punk didn't steal that shirt from Danielson's bag, Jason. He stole it from Danhausen's. All right, go on.
But I was happy to see all three returns. Let's not forget.
R-Truth is the fucking. That's the biggest return of the fucking night, man.
Did you see the video of him in the crowd?
Yes.
That's hilarious.
Yeah,
he's the best. I love him.
I did not hear that. Is that actually legit?
There's a video of him in the crowd whenever I can't remember whose music's playing, but he's dancing to it in the crowd.
It was Jay Uso when they were doing the hand.
When they were doing the Uso
when they were doing the hand thing. Yeah, so everybody starts doing it, and this fan looks over at him, and he looks at him like gives him the side eye thing, like you didn't see me. It's really funny. His comedic timing is just off the charts. I kind of wish they would have done more with him when they did the little Jimmy thing, and he actually had a little brief stint with the main event. But
he got this jelly roll.
Have a job till he's 80 years old if he wants it. Just because
that jelly roll shit from Monday was hilarious.
Why do they call it a clubhouse?
Or the fifth member of the team too.
Am I the only one think that's childish to call the Judgment Day room the clubhouse? That sounds kind of cheesy to me.
Absolutely not.
It's a TV show.
Clubhouse.
I know. That's a bike gang thing.
I love the fact that they got the couch thing was hilarious.
The couch is ruined.
Especially when Finn Balor goes over, just looks and goes, "Oh, I got it all over the couch." Just yelling. There's a little child. Hold on, please. God damn it. Go ahead. I'm done.
Yes, moving on. The return I want is Big E. We saw him at the Michigan State game. Unfortunately, I'm hearing news he was never going to wrestle again. I hope it's wrong. I hope he can come back. He looked great, banging the old drum, Michigan State, Penn State. But
how many people have they said that before, though? I mean, you think about Paige, Danielson, Edge.
Yeah. Hopefully he can. I miss him really bad.
My big question, does he need to come back, really? Probably not.
I want him to. I wish he could.
What I wish they would do with him is I would like to see him. He's such a eloquent speaker. He's such a charismatic, funny guy. I would have liked to have seen them bring him in whenever Corey Graves was on maternity leave and give him a shot at commentary. Use him in something. I mean, obviously he's doing some ambassador work for them. He's still making appearances as a WWE superstar. He has said in recent interviews that he feels great, that he's not having any side effects. And I'm so happy for him in that aspect. And like CJ said, financially, he probably doesn't need to wrestle again. Honestly, does he have anything left to prove? I don't think so. I mean, he went from a fucking heater for Dolph Ziggler, who almost got fired numerous times, was given a shit show with the New Day, made it one of the most popular things in wrestling, had 9, 10 tag team title runs, and then got a legit run as a world champion. Was it the best run ever? No, but he was still a world champion, main evented pay-per-views, and then had a career scare. So, I mean, if he never wrestles again, I think he accomplished a shit ton. He definitely did more than 90% of superstars could hope for. Yeah. I definitely think he has an awesome legacy. I mean, the New Day shit alone is so, memorable and moment-wise and all that stuff. But like I said, I would like to see him. Let me be honest here. So I'm kind of disappointed. Not that he's doing a bad job, but I'm kind of disappointed in Nick Aldis as a GM. Nick Aldis is a great fucking worker. He's in his early 40s. He still has plenty of time left in the ring. He actually has if you listen to him talk in interviews, he has a pretty clean injury history as far as major stuff goes. I'm hoping that this is just a gateway thing for him because I kind of hope he's being wasted. But that would have been a perfect role for Big E. Somebody fun, charismatic, but authoritative enough that you're not going to fuck with. You know what I mean? He would have been a perfect general manager. I would love to see him on some spot shows on commentary. There's things that they could do with him and use him without putting him back in the ring as a full-time worker. And I would I hope that happens
Agreed.
sooner than later.
Agree. So during Survivor Series, there was also a show in Pittsburgh. We had Collision, Rampage, ROH, Doc, and CJ were there. I was watching both. I didn't get a lot of I didn't get to replay it, watch the whole thing, but someone got some pretty damn good pictures afterwards. So Doc got moved up, first of all.
Yeah,
then,
a good friend of mine works at the Pete, and I was selling him a long-sleeved Uso shirt that I actually got for being on TV when Drew McIntyre and John Moxley, at the time Dean Ambrose, were fighting around the arena. Since we were on good behavior and didn't try to do anything stupid, he gave me some shirts. He gave me that and a SmackDown Live shirt. I was selling it online. This gentleman wanted to buy it, but I gave it to him after he did what he did for Bodie and myself and my nephew, who's also in the picture. My nephew Alex there. And my friend Keith, who's in the background. Oh, yes. But the simple fact is, it was a really good time. They moved this down 4 rows off the floor. I got to see Adam Copeland so close. It was the first time ever I actually got to see him at a close, like, intimate setting. Like, that was so awesome to see him take out Luchasaurus, not Kill Switch, Lucha fucking Saurus. And it was good times, man. Dax Harwood was really awesome with the kids. He got to talk to both of them. My friend, my nephew Alex pointed out Dax's Yeezys. Dax goes, "Yeah, I have about 6 or 7 pairs of these. Hey, next time I'm in Pittsburgh, I'll bring you a pair." He goes, "I'm lying to you, right?" They all started laughing. He kept saying Brody, and Bodie goes, "Stop. Bodie." He goes, "Oh, Bodie." And there's another picture of him going, like, you can see him like enunciating the O. It was, like I said, great guy, really cool. Unfortunately, they didn't get to meet Oakland or Cash, but it was really cool just to see him interact with a wrestler and stuff. It was really nice, Bodie didn't ask him for no autograph. He's like, "A picture's cool."
I didn't even realize that's Keith. I haven't seen him in forever. Big shout out to him. And then you
got
another.
I remember him.
Yeah, and then this guy. I don't know if people know who Tony Khan is, but there's.
I know who Tony Khan is. He's not here to make money. He's here to make friends.
Yeah.
And
he's here to do booger sugar off of a fucking mirror in the bathroom. Who got the cocaine?
I'll say this about the man. He was so cool. He took his time with both of them. He didn't try to push him or hurry him up. We took the picture. I said, "Thank you, Mr. Khan." Shook his hand. And that was about it. We talked. He mentioned the Jaguars for a second, joking around with Bodie, and Bodie said, "Hey, good luck, but I'm a Steelers fan." I thought that was cool.
So you said you got the Punk news while he was there.
While they were talking, an idiot friend of mine by the name of Tom Welsh, decides to message, and the exact words were, "Oh my God, CM Punk." And I text, "You fucking asshole."
Why's he got to be an asshole?
Because he was there. Listen to me. He was 2 rows up from me. We're good friends. We play hockey together. And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm going to watch Survivor Series tomorrow." That's great, dude. He completely forgets on his way to a date as he's driving to his date, watching the Survivor Series when it happened. And he legit does this while I'm in front of Tony Khan.
Who cares?
You should have asked Tony what he thought about it.
Yeah, dude.
At that point, no fucking way.
As a member of the shitbag wrestling media that we are, we're not real wrestling media. We're knockoff, great value.
You should have put record on your phone and put him on the spot.
You should have turned that into video. Like, "Oh, Tony Khan, how do you feel about CM Punk debuting in WWE?"
You'll never see Tony Khan again. You had your moment. You could have put him on his. He wouldn't have said nothing, but we would have had a hell of a little spot.
Listen. Okay, see the guy to the left of him.
Doc, if you ain't gonna do memorable,
see the guy left to him. Hold on. Quiet you. Do you see the guy left to him? It's in his ear saying, "You have a flight to Houston. You have to get out of here. You have a flight to Houston." He kept repeating the sentence. I was legit going to introduce and tell him I'm a wrestling commentator. But when he said, "I got to get to Houston," I shook his hand and just said, "Thank you."
And then you should have been like, "CM Punk just debuted tonight. How you feel about that?" Even if he would have gave you a dirty look, that would have been 100,000 views on YouTube.
Absolutely not.
Oh, you're such a.
I wasn't even going to mention this motherfucker, but I'm going to mention him now. Mr. Suspension, JJ Rumham, always has something to say.
Oh, whatever. He's still mending his wounds.
So, you know what?
He took from Tad Jarvis. All right, let's go on.
I only read part of the comment that he just left because it blinked off the thing too quick. But yeah, so I hate to say this, but I agree with JJ.
Oh no!
You can agree all you want.
All right.
I was a moment of just. It was just cool,
So-
man. And I got to meet Tony
He
Khan,
would have never
the owner
forgot
of
you,
the
Doc.
Jaguars.
All right, real
He
quick,
would've
because I
never
want to
forgot
get
you.
to the end. I want to get to the special segment in the end. I didn't get to see this whole show. I was watching both. Number
You
one,
didn't miss much.
one of the most
didn't watch it
interesting
at all.
parts was funny to me is when Dragon Lee was fighting Santos Escobar. It was also Keith Lee versus Lee Moriarty on the same exact time. So I was like, "What's this sponsored by Lee Jeans?" It
Oh.
was all the Lees everywhere. But
It was
I just
fun
want
time.
CJ and Doc to let me know. Just pick out one or two things from this show you liked or didn't like. CJ, let me know about the show. Was there
The thing
let
I
CJ go
liked
first.
most about this show was I got to catch up with the old boss of mine.
sweet?
Which
So
has
you
nothing to do
Didn't
with
really
it.
enjoy the in-ring work at all.
I mean,
I like the House of Black thing because I really want them to be the devil. We'll talk about that in a minute. I know CJ's.
I know who the
Says-
devil is.
All right, we'll get to that. Doc first. Anything about the show that stuck out to you?
Yes,
that
I
you want to bring
enjoyed the tournament matches. You know, this is the first tournament that's going to be a yearly thing here with AEW, the Continental Classic. I just really am enjoying the tournament. I enjoyed when WCW did the tournaments. I enjoyed the King of the Ring tournaments. However, this is a little bit different the way they score and stuff. I thought it was cool. I love the fact that Brody King defeated Eddie Kingston just for the simple fact that it took the air out of that crowd, and everybody's like, "Wow, who would have thought?" Some people thought that the title changed right there, and I had to turn around and tell the guy, "Hey, no, it has to be the winner of the tournament gets everything." That's what it is. So I really enjoyed how they did that. I really love seeing the whole House of Black pretty much take over the Collision and get all the wins. And like I said, I thought it was a fun show, so I enjoyed
Right.
it.
I know who the devil is.
So we'll get to that. Hold on. We got
Oh wait, no, I'm going to tell you who it is. Are you
It's
ready?
you. It's you.
It's Vincent Kennedy
Oh, get the fuck out of here.
McMahon. It
So-
was me all along.
So we
That
finally
would rock.
I've watched this clip probably 30 times because I'm trying to look at how they move, what they're wearing. Some people were saying those boots are John Moxley's boots. The big guy in the back looked like Wardlow, and he came out with his hair messed up for his match. So people are saying it looks like he just took a mask off.
But
So
none of those people there are the devil. So
Brit's the devil is what people are saying now.
Nope.
I hope it's not Adam Cole because that's what most
Okay.
people are expecting. Yeah,
Nope.
Ray, who's the devil? Who you think is the devil?
I wonder if it's this.
Um,
Wait, can we do it?
I'd
on
love it
three
to be
and see if we have
Malachi.
The same idea. I think me and you might be on the same page. Maybe
I want it to be Malachi, but it
On
ain't.
Did
three.
he here on 3?
Yeah,
Good.
on three. You're able to say the
One.
names. 1, 2, 3. Jungle
Fuji!
Boy. Wow! I didn't even think about that one. That's a good
Yeah.
one. I think it's Jungle Boy.
Now,
I
here's
don't
your
mind
thing.
that.
That's
Sammy
not a big enough
Callahan.
name.
Listen, Sammy Callahan, best friends with John Moxley for the last 15 years. Sammy Callahan, former TNA, Impact Wrestling.
Not
whatever
big
you wanna
enough
call it.
name.
why does
World
it have to
champion.
be a big name?
Yeah, I mean,
Because it's got to be newsworthy. That's
Why?
not newsworthy enough to the
I
casuals.
disagree with
You
you.
watch it
If-
as a worker. We've talked about this. Let's talk about the
No, no,
majority
no,
of the
no.
fans.
Actually, I like
You want to
JJ's
shock
You have
the
a-
world. That's not
You have
shocking
a
the world. to me.
former world champion. You have a former world champion from another promotion. You have a world traveled guy. You want to bring him in as a main eventer?
I wouldn't
This
be
is your
mad.
way.
It's just not him.
And last night, what happened? The lights went out,
The
shit
code.
flickered,
Yeah.
lost audio. When they came
He
back,
does
Tony
hacker. He has his
Schiavone is
hacker
saying it was an
story.
inside job and somebody. But I want to take you back to WWE NXT.
okay.
It ain't even
Solomon
Impact.
Crow
Yeah.
Yeah.
was
He has a hacker.
getting ready to debut, and they were fucking with the lights and fucking with the sound and fucking with everything. That is his gimmick.
I'll tell you who it is. It's that
And I
goddamn
did.
T-bar.
That was
I'm
the
joking.
first time that I got that last night. As I'm like, holy shit, this could be Callahan, because I purely assumed when his contract expired with TNA that he was going to AEW. I know he's not going back to WWE. I assumed he'd be debuting in AEW in some fashion.
I'd be
But
okay
it-
with that.
You know what the best
It
part of the
totally
story
made
is?
sense last
Nobody knows. And there's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 names going around. That's what I love about it. I want to be surprised.
It's
That's all.
kind of like when Aces and Eights did the thing with TNA. You didn't expect it to be Bully Ray. Nobody expected that to be Bully Ray.
I want someone
how
who
they
no one
did it.
expects, but it has to be impactful. I can see like Jungle Boy being one of them or something. But Wardlow came out with his hair messed up. It was all over the internet. Why is his hair messed up? Looks like he just took off a mask. That could be a swerve, which would be great. if it's not him. But that big guy looked a lot like him in the back that was holding MJF.
Refer back to my comment at the beginning of the show
It's a
about
work.
99.9% of the internet wrestling community.
But if they stand true to the fact that they said that those 4 guys are going to be the same guys on Mass, you got to look at that video a lot and see how they move. And you guys should be able to pick.
Are they holding off though? Are they holding off until Dolph Ziggler's contract's up? He could be one of the members. You know, I mean, you can throw anybody in there and say,
Ali.
yeah.
It's too close to retribution for me.
Like the Callahan thing, because when he said it, it all made sense, because especially when the typing part hit out. I mean, they did that exact same. He's right. They did the same exact thing for NXT. Was it NXT or WWE? Yeah, NXT. I don't know. I really am. I'm kind of big on what Ray said. I mean,
and I'll be honest. I don't want it to be Dolph. The biggest.
I don't either.
Got to be an evil person. The devil.
Yeah, I was gonna say the biggest run of Dolph is when they let Dolph be Dolph and be charismatic and fun, and that's how he should come in
and sell his ass off.
Yeah, Dolph needs to be a babyface. One, because he sells his ass off.
It's actually us. Yeah, it's us 4 in Mass. We are the devil.
Sure isn't.
Oh, sure the hell isn't.
And they're calling him the unknown right now. So we'll see. That's a great story.
You can put a mask on me all you want, but it's pretty easy to tell that you're weighing a fuck ton in the ring. And that ain't me, baby.
So for Dynamite, I'm going to jump around. We're going to get to the matches last. Let's talk about a couple promos. This is one of my favorite ones in so long, dude.
Yes, yeah, very good.
Everything he said seems so real.
Because it is.
He's the best promo in the fucking wrestling world, in my opinion, right now. Because he's just him. He's legit him.
He's top 5. I don't want to say the best, but
I'm putting him up top for what he did, because that made me think that's real, and I love that about him. He's always that way, like you guys said. I want more of it. This one, man, so much hate out there for Bryan Danielson. That stupid thing. People are fucking hating on Flair so much. But
because he had a Rampage that was taped for this week, I guess, that they're gonna have to edit out, of him inviting all 18 to 28-year-old females to his hotel room without their boyfriends or husbands.
Yeah, well, that's Flair. The story here is scumbag. I bet you if we knew all of our sports
legit happened
in real life, there's a lot of scumbags.
I'm a fucking scumbag. I'll tell you right now.
But Sting's final match is going to be in Greensboro, North Carolina.
You also only like age appropriate.
That's the story.
As long as they're 18, yeah.
Here's my only issue with it. Is this promo was completely out of place. I enjoyed the promo. I liked the nostalgia of it. I thought everybody did exactly what they should do. But I was expecting them to be like, tickets are on sale this Friday. Tickets don't go on sale till next week. So why? No. What was the point of this announcement today?
I just wanted to know. Right? I mean, in Greensboro, like you said, history and all that all together. Let's talk about.
Awesome. I love it. And like I said, Sting did it well. Schiavone did it well. Even Flair, who kind of went off away from the
he's going to be
topic,
him no
but that's just him anymore, because he's.
Someone say you look like a melted candle. Come on,
I would have had this next week.
Yeah. Speaking of next week, as I fuck up.
Fucked up.
Speaking of next week, we got this promo, and we got a main event next week between
there's a lot of heat there too.
Adam Copeland.
TBS is gonna be paying some moolah.
The only thing I didn't like about it was how he tried to attack him. Like the payoff at the end seemed a little off, but the promo was fire. I love it. I can't wait till next week. I'm glad
the Fox.
Yeah, I love the Fox. Okay. Fucking shit. You ever watch Pat McAfee? They say at the beginning, we're going to cuss on this show because that's how people talk.
But it's not on TBS. And the guy that's working the
South Park did shit 175 times on that show 20 fucking years ago. It's 2023.
The dude that had the censor button really messed this up.
Yeah, he was right. Yeah, right, Doc.
He was wholeheartedly like...
But he was taking a bite of Doritos.
The next room when ran and hit the button.
He's like, "Fuck this! I'm gonna be."
He's looking off the red stuff you get on your finger.
He was jerking his fucking gherkin.
I can't wait for this match.
Yeah,
I'm glad we're getting free on TV.
He was eating one of R-Truth's jelly rolls and had shit on his fingers. It was like, "Oh my god, no!"
This will be the start of whatever. Everything they do right now, I think, is gold. I'm loving both of them. Can't get enough of them. Can't wait till next week to talk about it. Dante returning, big time. I was so happy to see him.
Cool. That was really awesome.
So glad to see him back. And like I said, recurring theme of injuries, people coming back, Orton, R-Truth, Dante, Biggie, all these, injuries coming back. I love it.
I really enjoyed the little post-match promo, though, with Penta. Where, Penta's the one who injured him, but he comes in, just kind of taps him, and then sets up a three-way. That's awesome.
Julia Hart defended. I just had to get that up there because it was a match. But then we had, obviously, Bryan Danielson on commentary, which I love. I wouldn't mind if he does that after he retires. I don't know. Doc, what do you think about – you're a commentator. What do you think about Bryan Danielson on commentary?
I thought he did fine. I thought he did, excellent. He's done commentary before, numerous promotions. But I really liked how he did. And then he went off at the end about Eddie Kingston, setting up the heat for that match, which was really good. Jay White versus Swerve Strickland. My God. What a match. I hope they meet each other again. And I love the fact is when Swerve got the win, he just pointed and went, and then got out. Just perfect.
What was that NXT tournament that Danielson, they had a tournament NXT and he did all the commentary.
It was Cruiserweight Classic.
Yes, Cruiserweight Classic. That's what I was talking about.
But I want to give Doc some props on something. So I've enjoyed Swerve's work. Don't get me wrong. I've thought he's a massively talented worker. I think he has tons of potential. But Doc has been screaming from the hilltops for months now about Swerve being world championship worthy, blah, blah, blah. And this last run with Hangman and that match with Jay White and his match last week with Jay Lethal, dude, I am 100% on board. My God, he is on another level right now. The match with Hangman was phenomenal. The promos with Hangman were phenomenal. His entire just embodiment of the character right now is phenomenal. That match last night was great.
Piggybacking off of him real quick, the simple fact is Swerve is adaptable to whatever he does. If you look at it, he did that death match, and now he, in a ring with someone as volatile and as speedy as Jay White, and then taking the Jay Lethal because the crowd was 50-50. I wouldn't say they were 50-50. They were more Swerve than they were for Jay Lethal. I mean, that's all there is to it. But just the fact that this man is just all around talent is just I just like I said, I've been a Swerve mark from the beginning. I'll say it to the like he said, I'll scream from the heavens. That man right there should be holding AEW gold.
He's kind of a tweener right now because he's playing a full-born heel, but he's getting pops.
That's
it's because of Nana. It's because of that fire interest music, but I also think it's just because of people realizing how good he fucking is.
One of my favorites right now. What about you, CJ? The singles matches from last night.
I mean, it was cool.
The anticlimactic CJ.
Well, it was. I mean, Dynamite was better than Collision, but I'm losing some faith. If I'm being 100% honest.
My only catch, and I think this is you're probably in the same boat, is I love the tournament idea, but I hate that they're truncating it so short. I don't want to see 3 tournament matches a night. You only have a 2-hour show. Mm-hmm. So that means you either need to have really short-ass matches so that you can have the other storylines evolve, or you have really good long matches, but then the rest of your product's suffering. And I think that's kind of what's happening right now is coming out of the last pay-per-view, we have the Joe and MJF storyline, but everything else to me is kind of suffering a little bit because everything's based around the G1 knockoff tournament. Yeah. And while I said, it's not a bad thing, I would have liked to seen it be just a week or two longer, maybe only have 2 matches per show, or do 2 matches on Dynamite, 2 matches on Collision, 1 on Rampage, maybe 1 on Ring of Honor. I don't really care, but it's just so much of the show was consumed by those tournament matches, which while they're great matches and they're great for the wrestling fan, they're terrible for the casual fan. Because there's no storyline.
Exactly. You can't advance the storylines with pretty much the basis of the show being the Continental.
Now, there's a few storylines growing in there, like Eddie Kingston and his, confidence going into this doubt now. And like you said, that was masterfully done. But like I said, there's just not enough. Like what were the stakes? There's no storyline between Jay Lethal and Mark Briscoe and Roosh. And, you know what I mean? They're great matches. It's just
that's a good point. They are all great. All 12 individuals are fantastic. There's no
Dynamite's
bad
your
match.
flagship show. That should be where your storylines advance.
I got you.
So I got to ask this question amongst all of you. Do you feel that this tournament, not only them trying something different, do you think it's a ploy to get more people to watch Collision? Because Collision did take a huge hit when CM Punk left. That's just true facts there.
Yeah, it definitely did.
I don't think that's a ploy to get more people to watch Collision. If I'm being honest, and I'll probably get heat for this, but like, I think they need to do whatever they need to do to get more people watching and in the fucking arenas, because it's not good.
Yeah, I think they should go to smaller venues next year, but they won't.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Is one, I think they're hurt by not having separate rosters. Like I know that in theory you've heard from WWE side of it. Let's take it from like that way. They're like, oh, with the brand split, it dilutes both brands, and they've seen that and all that. But with AEW, it's a little bit different. One, they have a hugely bloated roster. They have a shit ton of people. And I think that's why in the very, very beginning of Collision, while it wasn't a hard brand split, House of Black was only on Collision for instance. The Bullet Club Gold was only on Collision. FTR was only on Collision. CM Punk was only on Collision. So if you wanted to see those people, you had to watch. And they have a large enough roster to do that. I mean, you want to put two heel you want to put BCC and House of Black on Collision, and then we could still have Bullet Club Gold and the Elite on. You know what I mean? Like, they have plenty of rosters, plenty of factions, plenty of everything to split two rosters. Like right now, if you had Collision headlined by Edge and Christian's feud, you had the six. Like if you had a couple, and that was the only place you could see them. Like right now, I will go out of my way to watch what Edge and Christian are doing, what Adam Copeland and Christian are doing, because Christian right now is the most entertaining thing, storyline wise, like in wrestling, just period. And so I think that's hurting them. And then I do agree with you. They made these huge sets, and that's great. They look phenomenal. They come across great on TV, but that limits them into the type of arenas they have to run to run that type of set, and that is a problem. Because the pictures leaking out, one is bad optics, and two, only having 3,500 people in a 12,000 seat arena, the crowd doesn't feel alive. It's lost. So that's why shows like even whenever NXT was running Full Sail for WWE, and they only had I think that place set 900 people, 700 people, something like that. But that place's energy was fucking phenomenal because it was you know what I mean? So I would like to see them back down. Who cares? Like, make a new set, shrink the set, do something. I mean, hell, you're seeing WWE now run stadium shows like they did at Allstate with a truncated set because they want to fit more people. Yeah. So the optics aren't what I think people are thinking they are. I would much rather have the crowd alive, have a picture and a pan around of a full fucking house. Yeah. Have that energy and that sound and that noise. That makes your product. We have seen it 100 times over. Go watch that Puerto Rico show. Go watch Money in the Bank from years ago in Chicago. Whenever Punk and go watch the Heimerstein Ballroom ECW shows. Yeah, a fucking hot crowd and the energy from the crowd can take a decent show and make it fucking awesome, and it can take an awesome show and make it fucking legendary.
Yeah. CJ, on Saturday,
a big problem they're having right now.
Yeah,
CJ, on Saturday, did you notice a difference between Saturday and back when we saw the first couple shows in Pittsburgh?
Huge one. And here's kind of something I wanted to piggyback off of Ray for all these people saying, oh, well, that's the hard cam side. The hard, it is, but there's only one little section that the cameras need to take up. Yeah. There's all kind of empty fucking sections next to the hard cam. Why are they not fucking filling them in? And this is going to be an unpopular opinion, maybe not with you guys, but it's reminds me of whenever WCW was towards the end before shutting down. And I don't think that's going to happen. I don't want to see that happen. But it's I'm losing a lot of faith, man. I am.
I don't think they're in any danger. I mean, Khan doesn't need the money. They have good rights.
No,
But even
good.
the end of the Vince McMahon era in WWE before Triple H took over, you were always seeing pictures posted of the arenas empty. Of half of this arena or 3/4 of this arena, and this is all tarped off and blah blah blah. Yes, the product is not as hot for AEW as it once was. The newness has worn off. They're finding their footing. Every company goes through cycles like this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's fine, but they're also spending. So to rent a venue like let's say Peterson Event Center, they're probably paying $30,000-$40,000 just to rent the arena.
Yeah, I don't.
Versus running Stage AE, which probably costs $7,000.
Ooh, that'd be fun in there.
I've seen NXT there. It was
AE.
fucking phenomenal.
That's what I'm saying. ROH ran there and it was a blast.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, I think they need to scale back on that. Like, yeah, I don't know if it's an internal thing with them where they don't want to feel like they're Bush League compared to WWE because WWE runs.
But they are.
Runs 15 to 17,000 seat venues. But to me, I think, like I said, I think it's more important to have the crowd hot and full and make it the hottest ticket in town. So I would rather have a 5,000 seat or a 3,500 seat venue sell out and people be scrounging for tickets and second marketing tickets than run a 12,000 seat venue and have half of it empty.
Let's hope they do it. So we're going to move on to something that next week we're not going to have a show. Steelers are playing on Thursday night. It's going to be hard. We might do a special show if something big happens somewhere, but instead of waiting till the week after to talk about it, speaking of storylines, this is a year-long story with our man CJ. So let's talk about 2PW. I got a special video I want to play. Wreck the Hall's coming up next weekend. CJ will be back in the ring, but not only that, we got Doink the Clown going to be there as well. That should be fun. But let's talk a little bit about CJ got hurt. He was supposed to have matches with Preston Everest all year long. He's back now. So let's take a look at what happened in RWA leading up to this match with Preston and CJ next week.
What? Yes! The stupid. Finally! What? No. Preston. CJ. Oh, damn.
The Westwood fans are in for a treat
Go
tonight.
ahead. Mess around and find out. That boy putting his hands getting a little too close to Preston.
That should be a disqualification right there.
You should be a disqualification from life.
Gotta love J-Rock.
What?
Oh my God!
This guy. What?
The bull! Marshall Gambino!
And for those that don't know, he runs 2PW. He's also in RWA, coming out to referee this matchup.
Prospect Pro Wrestling is going to be the special guest referee. How sweet it is!
Who's in on this? What? He can't put his hands on him.
Oh, he can do what he wants. He's a Gambino.
What do you think you're doing?
Remember the audio on this?
I don't know, but Marshall looks like
Comes
Jolly
in and
St.
out.
J.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Come on.
Well, what?
No.
One,
No.
two,
He can't do He saw him use it and still counted, and these people think it's okay. You think it's
and right
okay.
now, Everest
Ooh.
set him up
To his face.
and drives him into the canvas. As
That'll be that.
his eyes didn't even leave Marshall Gambino's, and now Marshall Gambino has
What?
to count.
Come on.
Love it.
2.
Well, he was tired. I mean, he had a match.
Yeah.
Derek's
His
ugly,
arm might
ugly
hurt.
Chick. He
2.
doesn't even care. Come on.
Wait a minute.
Hey!
His arm.
Hey!
He's been through war and back. Marshall Gambino.
What the hell?
Not again. Not
Yeah!
again. And the Pink Performer.
Those two ever fought?
2 unprettiers in a row.
I don't think so.
No, they've not. He just gets loud with everybody. You should know Preston Everest by now.
Get
Marshall
down, son. Get down.
1, 2.
Oh, come on. That's the angle.
This is wrong, bud.
Bobby,
One more, baby.
not again. Not
3 of them.
again. Just
Yeah.
stop this already.
Down.
That might have been the worst
What do you
one.
got to say now? Doc? He needs a doc. You gotta go help the boy.
1, 2. Just count it, Marshall, please.
That's
3.
right.
So are you going to use that as motivation for this Saturday or next Saturday?
That was
Yeah.
3 in a row. It took 3 in
Yeah.
a row to defeat the sensation. Not 1.
Preston Evers
He usually
victorious
takes people
here
out with 1.
tonight. And
I'm gonna go celebrate. You call it straight. Preston Everett, peak performer.
fine.
If anyone needs their ass beat, it's that Preston
What's
Everest
next?
guy. Please, CJ.
Both of them.
Please.
Both of them.
And
Ugh.
chasing out of the ring, Marshall Gambino.
How
again,
long did
folks,
J-Rock call commentary with you, Doc? Just that match?
Yeah, let me tell you how fun that was.
Oh, Jesus. I can imagine.
When it comes to Prospect Pro Wrestling, this
And there you have it.
right into West Newton.
So this was the big surprise tonight, you could say?
CJ
I saw it earlier today, and I'm like, let's show it, man. I can't wait to get his take on. I mean, we've been waiting for how long to finally see this match. And in hindsight, I'd love to see you fight him every month, but I think this is just really good build to this payoff. CJ,
Yeah. I mean, it's been a loud, long year to say the least. I mean, did things go down how I wanted them to? I mean, of course not. But I mean, if I'm being honest, I mean, I'm 42 years old. My body is absolute dog shit. Because of the past 42 years of my life and not taking the best care of myself and whatnot, and I can't take anything away from Preston Everest. I've said it time and time again. That kid is the future of this business, and next Friday is gonna be put up or shut up for me. I mean, and my goal, win, lose, or draw, is to make Preston Everest my absolute bitch. And another thing, I mean, this isn't letting the cat out of the bag, but win, lose, or draw, after me and Preston finish up next Friday, I need to obviously reevaluate what I'm going to be doing moving forward, because my body's just not what it used to be. But one thing that Preston has to keep in mind is that I've been doing this for 26 years. So he thinks he may have outsmarted me throughout the past year, but I promise you, I've got some tricks up my sleeve. We'll put it that way.
So, I mean, no DQ, man. Are you afraid like someone's going to help him? Shenanigans? I mean, you got a plan to try to combat that if it happens? He's
Again,
a dirty son of a bitch.
Again, I've been doing this for 26 years. I feel pretty confident about me having some tricks up my sleeve. And that's not taken away with how talented and physical that Preston Everest is. Because, I mean, I'd put him, if I had to pick guys to go against somebody, Preston would be at the top of my list. But when it comes to me and him, he's going to be my bitch.
So a lot of people in this community haven't seen you in action, haven't heard Doc on the mic as much. So I wanted to give you guys a taste of it. Impromptu match, but a match as it is. What do you think?
I mean, he tried pulling some tricks at that RWA show, and look what it got him. I may not have been victorious, but it caught him off guard. And it did take him 3 unprettiers to pin me. So.
Simple fact is this: Preston Everest has been torturing you for a year, and as your friend, I hope you kick the living shit out of him, win, lose, or draw.
Yeah.
Make him
Win, lose, or
remember
draw, I'm going
me.
to kick the shit out of him.
Remember the name. I want him to remember the name CJ Sensation.
I mean,
When
he
he's
better never forget it, especially
Listen.
when he's my bitch.
Listen,
Okay,
I wish wholeheartedly that I could be there in the crowd for a no DQ match to help you cheat.
Yeah, that's
Poke him in a fucking eyeball. Unfortunately, I'm going to be in Maryland with my family for celebrating the holidays early because of some shit going
Yes,
on. I got
sir.
a cousin getting married later, all this stuff. But CJ, here's all I want you to do. At 2PW Wreck the Halls, I want you to wreck Preston Everest's balls. In post-match, I want you to call his mom and wreck her walls. Can you do that for me, brother?
I mean, I'm into it. I'm into it.
Hey, with that being said, we don't even need at the end of the day. That's a great way to end the show. We will see you guys in 2 weeks. Love you. Good luck, CJ. Do exactly what we know you can do. Yep. We out of here. That was a good way to end it. Can't top that. Not even with at the end of the day.
Take out Mama Everett for a steak dinner.
And never call her again.
Yes.
Hump it and dump it. And fuck Fuji and Nia Jax.
Oh,
DJ Sensation dropping F-bombs and banging post-ball.
Damon!
You can do it, Damon! Twist his dick! Give the old dick twist! Great time to be a wrestling
Straight up
fan.
did try to kick Edge in the dick.
Dick! Kick the dick!
He got kicked in the dick, my bad.
That's right. It doesn't feel good, no matter who you are. Go kick your friends in the dick if you like it.
Jesus Christ, don't encourage that.
Everybody in the dick.
In the dick.
There's
Hard.
kids that listen to this show.
Dick.
I mean, we're not role models by any means of the imagination.
Hashtag dick kick is now trending worldwide.
That might be a new t-shirt. Wrestle Talk
Dick kick.
Podcast. Hashtag dick kick.
Dick kick party?